Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I got frequently asked where do I buy my figures and how do I protect them from dust and moisture and everything else that could happen to them, and I'm sick of it, so I'm doing this short little, maybe not short, but this video to keep you up to date what I am doing, and yeah, just to inform you about it and that you don't need to ask me anymore. So, please don't mind Konata dancing down there and Hatsune being my little mouse. Don't mind it. Um, First off, we need to talk about the different type of figures, because you really need to know what type of figure do you need or do you want. And there are a few of them, and I got a few myself, and I really like a few, and I really hate a few because I think they're, yeah, plain stupid. So anyways, to keep me or to help me, to guide me a little bit, I'm using my profile on eliteanimes.com. It's a German site for anime fans. You can watch streams from here, have your own little profile, your own little anime list, what you've watched, and quite a few. So, and on my profile there are all my figures I own, and even with the company and the price and some other stuff I own and some closer friends, and yeah, little profile for anyone who wants to know more from me. And yeah, let's get started with the figure types. First type will be Nendoroids. These are small chibi-like figures. I really don't like them, and I only got these two because they were in a bundle, and didn't really matter to me if I got them too or not. They're cute, and there is one very cute one I would like to own, but $40 for one little chibi like figure is too much, sorry. So chibis are mainly well-known characters from anime series, and yeah, always look like little chibis. Next up would be the Beach Queen collection. Producer is Wave, and sorry for my shitty phone camera picture, but beach queens are always a bit smaller and always in a bikini, always with sand like base, and I really like them, but they cost too much for their size in my opinion, and that's why I only got one. It's Kobato. What you want from me? It's fucking Kobato. And they're cool, but not my style either. Next one would be Figmas. Problem with Figmas is you can twist their arms and every part around and put them into a pose, and that's why, yeah, I don't like it. I don't want to change their pose every time. Meh. Um, I don't own any of them, so can't show you any picture. But next up would be the normal figures I mainly own. Like you can see, just like Figmas, but you can't pose them. You can often change some parts, like hairstyle or some clothes, but not much. And yeah, huge collection of them. Next one would be the prize figures. Known producer would be Sega, Furio, or Taito. and these are the three main companies for me I buy from. At most Sega. Oh no, wait, Furio, a lot of Furio too. So yeah, Taito and Sega and Furio are the three companies for me there. They look like normal figures, but are a bit cheaper, and most of the times you can see this because the figure doesn't look as good close up, but often you can't see any difference, like Kuro Yukihime from Sega. So much detail and so cheap, it's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it, but it's great. Um, the next figure type, I would say it's a type, are the cast-off figures. Mostly you can undress them nearly completely, and I own one, two, uh, three, yeah, a few. We can take off the clothes and see a bit more. You wanna see boobs? You can see boobs most of the times. And lastly, of course, there are bootleg figures, and I'm getting to this later. And I owned a lot when I started, and now I only got two left, but because they're totally broken at the moment, I can't sell them on eBay or something, sadly, but I stick with them. Maybe someday I will throw them into the trash. Let's get to part 2 of the video. Now we're going to talk about the buying process itself and where to look for updates or anything. And there is a good site called necromagic.com. I use this every week to check out if there's something new coming up in a few months that might interest me. And they're really up to date all the time. Just a few minutes ago, they added a few new figures that are going to be released around January, February, March next year. And you can see a few pictures. You can even see the height, the price, and everything you need to know about it. And I really like this page because they are always up to date, and just check it out and look for your figure. And if you found one you want, the problem is where do you buy it? And most new collectors will go to eBay and check out if there's anything cheap enough to buy, but that's the real problem. Just don't do it. Just don't buy on eBay. Even if you find a store you might think of it's good or something, don't do it. Trust me. I bought at first on eBay. I got a few figures I'm really proud of, but there are bootlegs as well, and I'm not proud of them. I only got two left, but I can't sell them because they're broken and just glued together. And you can spot the differences immediately. If you really want to go on eBay to buy a figure, look for a 100% authentic figure, not original, authentic, because you can call everything original, and then there's somewhere hidden a little line Chinese version that simply says it's a bootleg, nothing else, and that's what eBay does a lot. And you can't even do anything against it because eBay says, yeah, fucked. And I'm currently waiting for a figure that will never arrive. Spending $60 for nothing is just great, and eBay as well as PayPal are telling me you waited too long and we can't do anything for you. But the problem is a pre-order on eBay takes 6 months, like a pre-order on every store. So there's nothing wrong with it, but the guidelines of eBay and PayPal are fucking ridiculous in this matter, and there's no little hole to slip in and say, hey, help me. They will say, no, you're fucked. That's eBay, guys. That's eBay. Thanks a lot. If you manage to find a good sell on eBay and there is a store behind it, just check the store out. You may find a good one like me once, but it's nearly impossible. Otherwise, if there's not even a picture on the auction, just close the site. And if there are pictures, go to myfigurecollection.net and check it out. Because, like my Tenchi from Kuts My Company, what sadly is a bootleg, has a little message and counterfeit. If you click twice on it, you can see pictures of the bootleg version, and I got this one with this box. And um, why do I know it's bootleg? Because it definitely looks not like the original, and coloring is wrong. It's not as clean as the original. You see edges everywhere, and the main problem with this figure is the dress broke because I tried to open it, and the original one you can open without problem and close again, and this little tie broke off, this wing broke off, and I tried to glue everything back together, and this wing will never get back because it's completely broken now, and with one wing Tenji looks just awful, and so I decided to let her stay without any wing, and maybe I'm going to buy the re-release end of the year or start next year, don't know, and have a new one and throw this one into the trash right away without doubt, because it fucking sucks to get bootlegs. Paying money for it, paying even customs or taxes because they are often from China, and China is a fuck country. Sorry, but I hate China so much. And yeah, it's not worth the money. So the one store I found on eBay is a Japanese store that sells a huge load of figures, but the problem with the store is they don't talk with you much. You send a request for something, it takes ages for them to react, or you. I personally got two figures slightly broken and a lot of boxes dent all over the place. I tried to contact them every time and never got a response, and it's fucking ridiculous. I will never buy a figure again from them. The last figure I bought was to get my 17 buck discount, because every 50 bucks you spend, you get 1 point discount from the next figure, and I got 17 points, and that's a huge load of money, I know. And yeah, last figure, 17 bucks reduced, and I asked them to add the point I get for this figure, but they didn't respond, and now I got 1 point left on my account, and I will never use this point because that's the last time I ever bought a figure, and I told them this and no response, so yeah, fuck it. The only pro on this the only good sides on this store is that they have a huge variety of figures, and even old ones. They can get nearly every figure for you, and they are mostly cheaper than any store in your own country, because shipping costs from Japan to Japan aren't as big as from Japan to Germany to you, and it's kind of cool, but like I said, I'm never going to buy here anything again. So after talking about eBay and foreign stores, now I get to my personal favorite stores, the stores in your country, because every delivery time is short. You can contact them and they will respond immediately because they talk the same language as you, and even corresponding in English to Japanese uh, manufacturer does nothing. They send a response in Japanese and you, what the fuck? And German stores I like are, or I use to check on, or just buying from them. Shut up, fucking cell phone. um, fuck you. For example, is anime-figuren.com. Um, they're really close to me. They're sitting in Berlin, and I'm just about 100 kilometers away from them, so I could check them while driving there, anything. And the store is really always up to date and has some major flaws why I only bought one figure from them up to now. And the main problem with the store is the prices. They are too high every time compared to my other stores, and that's really a downer because they are fucking ridiculous in the amount of figures you can buy from them, and for a German store at least, and they're just too pricey. Um, Another problem with the store is you got two types of pre-ordering figures. First off, you got the normal pre-order. You are able to reserve another figure, and a reservation can be cancelled, but a pre-order can't. So if you pre-order, you have to pay for it no matter what. If you reserve a figure, you can say, oh, sorry, I don't want it anymore, just cancel it, thank you. And I haven't seen anything about a punishment for canceling a reservation, but there might be something, I don't know. The next store I use often is Euroconda.de. They have a slightly smaller amount of figures in there, but they keep up good, and you can see Shiro is I got the first edition for 85 euro on this site, and the second edition now costs 110 euros. So wow, what is the first edition worth now? A lot more, I guess. But this store is really fair in prices. It gets cheaper in the last store, but this one's really good too. Um, most communication was a delay of a few hours up to a day, and that's really long for a German store. But you can communicate with them, so there's no problem. The worst thing of the store is you can pre-order, but too many pre-order cancels result in a pre-order ban. So you're not allowed to pre-order anymore. So pre-ordering here means buy it or fuck your account. And that's never a good thing. The last store I highly recommend is anime-figuren.de. This store is genius, just genius. It's not up to date all the time. It lags behind mostly a day or two, but the cheapest price you can find for figures in my 3 stores, and communicating with them is just great. You get a response in a few minutes, up to a few hours only, and they talk to you on a personal level, and can even small talk a bit with them in your mails. Wouldn't recommend it, but you can. And they even get you a discount on the what is it called? On the shipping costs if you buy a figure worth more than 150 euro. And great deal. But the best thing is pre-order cancel doesn't punish you in any way. You can cancel as much pre-orders as you want. I cancelled already 10 or so, and I don't get punished for it, and that's just fucking great. Anyway, you really need to look for a store. Oh, forgot. Discounts every time for a few less euro you get a new figure, and I got my Gumi with a discount of 50%. That's fucking insane and just great. Anyways, you need to look for a decent store that fits your needs and nothing else, and just look in your country, not on a foreign country. Shut the hell up. To bypass any high costs like taxes or customs, or trouble or difficulty because of the languages or anything. So the last point on my list for today is one of the biggest concerns of every collector. What do you do after you purchase the figure, it arrived, and what now? It's up to you if you want them to stay in the box or out of the box, but you need to know, keeping it in the box keeps the value. Taking it out takes the value. So if you want to resell them, I wouldn't recommend getting them out of their box, just because it wouldn't be as much that you get. And second thing, do we just stack them or do we want to present them? And like you saw on my pictures, I'm presenting them on LED shelves, and it's the best option for me because I have no space for anything else like a glass cabinet or stand or something. So I just have currently four LED shelves, two in blue, white or light blue like I wanted, and two in red, pink or white like I wanted, because I can switch colors. And best possible solution for me, and I like presenting them with a bit of light. Oh god, my English sucks today. But it's completely up to you how you want to display them. The problem with shelves is dust. Dust falls onto your figures and sticks onto them and takes away the color, and it's not a pleasant look if you have a figure with some white or grayish parts because of dust. So I dedust them every once in a while with a brush, a simple brush for painting your walls. A bit small, of course, not as hard. Mine's a little bit softer, and you can easily brush off the dust without problem. In a glass cabinet, dedusting them isn't as necessary as on simple shelves, but you need to dedust them as well because dust gets everywhere. Not as fast, but everywhere. And just dedust them. Don't complain about it. The more you like them, the more you detest. And what's really necessary is to keep them away from heat sources. So stop it, please. Um, Never put a glass cabinet or shelf on top of an Xbox or PlayStation, because they are heat sources, and after a while the figures get shiny or gloomy. Like if it's a special material, they crumble or something. I don't know. I don't have this problem, and it doesn't look nice, and figures get completely ruined by the heat, and it sucks balls. Paying a lot of money for a figure and then having it being destroyed because you put it next to a fucking video console. Fuck consoles anyways. Use your PC. Gaming King sins every time. And the third threat for a figure is moisture. So for a little photo session, you can put a figure on the beach, drip a little bit water on it, but just take it off immediately again. Dry the figure, and because moisture is destroying the color scheme of a figure completely. It sucks the color out of it, and it's not a pleasant look if you have small little white dots on a figure's hair, for example. And just keep them away from dust, heat, and moisture. That's the three no-goes for figures. And dedust them every time you want, or once a week. I'm doing it every 2 to 3 weeks. I know it's not efficient enough, but I'm lazy, so yeah. I just hope they don't get any time. Bro, yeah. I'm lazy. Fuck it. If nothing else left, I think I've done everything. I've said all you need to know. I will give you every link down below in the description to get you on these special sites I use to check up everything to buy. If you're from Germany, then you got 3 stores from me right now. If you're not from Germany, you got maybe one Japanese or maybe 3 German stores you might watch or look into. So my fucking English today. I'm done. um, Keep them away from moisture, heat, and dust, and everything's fine. And don't shop on eBay. Seriously, don't do it. Last but not least, one little thing, click on this picture and you will get redirected to a nice little site. I find the most beautiful, great, and awesome site on the World Wide Web, and just click on it. Do it now. If there's nothing left, have a great day. Click on this link and goodbye.